I got the last movie I bought of 2024 here. This video probably is not going to be what you think it's about. Yeah, you're probably thinking, half of you are probably thinking, that guy buying something physically, that's silly, stupid. Psh, I got streaming, I can go watch that whenever I want. Sure you can. You don't get all the bonus stuff and the features and whatnot unless you pay extra for it on like Amazon. I think Amazon's maybe Fandango / Vudu, whatever they are now. They give you the bonus features. You're probably paying the same price as you would for the physical. But I digress. That's not what this is about. In case you didn't know, as of now, LG was the only one still making Blu-ray players. No one's making them anymore. That means if you don't have one or want one for cheap, you better do it quick, because they're not going to be cheap, they're not going to be around, and it's going to be hard to get one. So why does this matter? Why does physical media matter? A lot of people don't seem to know or seem to get it, because there are a few things to look at when it's on streaming. Streaming means if it's older than how they've changed the contracts now because of the writer's strike, all that. If it's of a certain age, they have to pay for certain rights to certain things, like music or different writers used on the show. Tons of different technical things. Music is a big part of them, and for example, multiple shows have hit streaming. I'm gonna pick one at random. Scrubs is pretty big, but most people know Scrubs. They changed a lot of the songs or took them out completely because they don't want to pay for them. So you're not seeing that show as it was originally intended. Other shows that I just know are good, I've loved when I was younger, and just don't want to be paid for, get stuck out in some sort of hell that no longer exists. For example, The Drew Carey Show. The first season made it to DVD and got sold, sure. But the rest of the seasons have never seen a physical release, a streaming release, because nobody wants to pay for all the songs that was used throughout the series. And you can't take them out because they're integral to a lot of the episode's themes or what's going on. There's a whole episode between Rocky Horror and something else that I'm blanking on, but there were a lot of musical numbers in different episodes, period. But that's just my personal myth. Let's bring you up to speed with something that's going on right now. Warner Brothers, Discovery, HBO Max, Cartoon Network, all these different things that have run into trouble, been canceled, covered, bought, switched, swapped, this and that, whatever. Basically, they've been removing shows from their streaming service, and for us adults who like nostalgia and whatnot, it hurts that we don't have access to cartoons we enjoyed, because that's what the big thing is about. The reason they're pulling cartoons from Max, and I'm sure there's plenty of other real shows too, but I physically have Courage here. I think a lot of people know Courage. A lot of people care about Courage. They don't at Max. They don't care about any Cartoon Network properties, not anymore, and now you can't watch them there. Right now, you can still, they're being rented out to like Hulu, so you can catch a few seasons of different shows on there. But some shows are just disappearing into the void. And a lot of people do know about this. They know about it differently from the last year and how movies just disappeared. They wrote off multiple movies that never got a release to save money for tax reasons. So they had, a Scooby-Doo movie, Wile E. Coyote movie, the Batgirl movie, Batwoman, I don't remember. And it's becoming crazy at how quickly those things we have access to can disappear. And yeah, you're thinking, oh, well, I can just fly the 7 seas and find what I want out there. Yeah, maybe you can. Some things you surely can. Some things that might be the only option Like before this previous year, if I wanted to watch the Drew Carey Show, if I wanted to find it somewhere, I had to go to archive because that's what the archive is for. And of course, it always struggles to maintain itself because people do and don't care enough about it to preserve it or financially keep it going. They have episodes of shows that you just cannot find in physical media anyways, but definitely not somewhere streaming. At the end of the day, I mean, it's cool to have things. You know, we like things. That's what we do. We're human. We care about stuff. We like our stuff. We like to share our stuff. We like to talk about our stuff. I mean, everybody wants to come over, watch a good movie. Sure, it's on streaming. We'll flip it up. But hey, man, before this year, hey, man, I want to watch Dogma. All right. You know, I got the Blu-ray right there. I've got it on DVD. Come on. Something like that. You're like, oh, before this year, Kevin Smith got the rights back. That's a different conversation. Good for him. Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously a physical media guy. I show you my stuff all the time because I'm like, hey, I've got manga. I've got books. I like reading them. I like holding them. I like smelling them sometimes. But I like physically seeing the art and going, ooh, oh, that's great. Sweet. Is it the same as seeing it through a screen when it comes to reading? For me, when it's art and I'm appreciating it, not just words, it's better. It's better this way. And luckily, I think books are okay for now, thanks to COVID and the pandemic, where books in general, the manga industry itself saw a 300% increase, but books in general just came back. Everybody was reading, and most people have continued. Some people, it was kind of a fad, but most people have continued to stick with it. So almost every person, if they're doing okay, they have at least a little library of physical media, physical books, physical movies, whatever. But as we go forward, you're going to see the push from the game companies, which we've known about. It's been coming for a long time from them. But now as we go towards the movie industry and TV shows and those being taken away too, when we complain as a whole about Hollywood and the way it operates and how we just went through different strikes, I believe there is still a voice actor strike for video games. I'm not too sure right now, but it's the stuff like that where you know something needs to be done and you're not sure what to do. Well, the most I could do is say, hey, if you didn't know, I mean, they're taking away everything. You're not going to physically be able to legally own the things you say you own. You bought that game online on a streaming service or whatever. You bought that movie on a streaming service like Amazon or Vudu, Fandango, whatever. They can take those away at any time, and technically you can't do anything about it. I mean, maybe you can get your money back, but I doubt it. I bet there's some wording that you just don't see in the confirmation screen where it's like, this purchase is liable to our terms and conditions or whatever, and in those terms and conditions, we can revoke the rights to this title at any time. You know? Because that's how companies do, and we're always the little guy. And at the end of the day, I'd rather be the guy with a library that you can come hang out with or borrow from than hoping that I can pull it up on a screen and it's there to use. Like, even if I just segue for a second, it's crazy, number one, how many streaming services I have to fully have good entertainment, because, of course, one's not going to have all hits. But it's also the fact, like, oh man, we feel like watching a movie, or we feel like watching a new movie that we know is on streaming, but man, I have to search on Google and find out where it's streaming, whether or not it's streaming for free, or we have to pay for it anyways, this and that. Tons of technical crap that we have to go through when everything should be easy. We live in an age of technology and have for some time, and yet things are not easier. So I don't know that I'm leaving you with valuable information or a life lesson in all of this. Maybe it's just that you do gotta fight for your right to party, cancel all the memberships, Read a book, go to a library, do something like that. If you really only use a streaming service to watch the same show over and over again, then just get that show. Get rid of the streaming service. They've been the change, they've been the bullies, they've laid the terms for too long, and now it's unreversible. The effects they've had on everything is unreversible. Maybe I'll have another video about something more uplifting and exciting next time, but this is what I have for now, because this is what I was thinking about. Till next time, I'll catch you later.